everyone. Welcome to the Founded Series podcast. We are live here today at KL Podfest, and this is going to be the very first time. I'm Yasmin Shahira, the host of the Female Founded Series. It is a podcast that I started back in 2022 with Audio Plus. Shout out to the team. They've been amazing. Huge help on really building the podcast that has inspired so many female founders out there. And really how we started the podcast is really about the goal was to really highlight the stories, the struggles, and successes of women founders building businesses on their own terms. Now, female foundership, I just want to explain a little bit about it because this is where we are going to be talking about. All right. And it simply means the role, the journey, and the experience of being a women founder. And today, the new era of female foundership is where we are going to be tapping into, okay? We're building brands, creating content, as well as juggling all isn't just possible right now, but it's really the new reality. Now, to bring this conversation to life, we have an incredible panel of female founders here. As you guys can see, we have Charis. Hello. She is the founder of Niko Clare, and she's also a content creator. I know you've seen her everywhere on social media. And she's also on her way to become a certified sleep optimization consultant. So give a round of applause for Charis. Come on, guys.
Fancy, but...
And we also have Nurin. I'm sure you have seen her everywhere as well on social media. She is the founder of Nada Identity, a modest activewear brand for women. And she's also a content creator. She has evolved into a founder content creator who actually really built authentic community as well on social media. So give a round of applause for Nurin.
Hello.
Come on, guys. Good job. Okay. All right. So before we get into it, I just want to start with the beginning.
Okay.
All right. So maybe Charis can go first. What do you remember the first time when you're like, okay, you know what? I want to start this business. What was that turning point for you?
I think for me, the first ever business that I started was definitely my content creation business. And back then, this was in 2012, 2013.
She's the OG.
You're revealing my age, Yasmin. But yeah, back then, I think Instagram was so new, but I really love creating content. And back then, my parents were like, this is just a hobby, right? Like, not really. But it evolved into something I can pay my bills with. Yeah. So I was dead on focused, registered as a company, and then went on to just creating content, doing what I love. And then in 2020, I wanted to create a business. And back then I was just talking to my friend. I said, okay, what kind of problems do you want to solve in terms of fashion? And she was like, back then she was like, I found it really hard to find matching clothes for me and my daughter. And she had her 3-year-old girl back then. And then I was like, gung ho la, right? Don't know. It's very young back then. I just said, let's solve that. Let's create a clothing brand that, creates memories and
because
support memories.
I totally agree with you. I think that's a really good gap that you filled up there because like for me as a mom, baby girl, baby Amara, I just want to match with her all the time. I think Nurin, you can relate to this, right?
Yes.
When you have baby girls, you really do love just having that matching vibes. So that was what you were solving,
correct.
Right?
And back then I didn't have a child yet, but I loved anything that has to do with children because I personally like kids. So we went head on, no fashion skills, no fashion degree or whatsoever. And we just kind of just went head on with it. And right now it's our 4th year. We launched in 2021. But right now I'm also pivoting, like I told you.
Yeah, this is really exciting because we were just talking backstage about it, right? Yeah, maybe you could share a little bit about what you are going into now with this huge pivot.
So I like to solve problems, right?
Yeah, I can see that. I think most entrepreneurs.
Like it. So when I had my son, we sleep trained him at 4 months, and we saw how life changing it was for us when we suddenly got 8 hours of sleep. So it's a whole method. Sleep science is a whole thing. And I just bit the bullet this year and I signed up to get certified. So I'm still doing my assignments right now, trying to finish my final project, get volunteer hours to be certified. So I think I'm the kind like when I'm passionate about something, I just go all in.
That's good.
Yeah, I don't want to like skim on anything or just give advice like out of the blue, out of the thin air. So I really wanted to get trained. I really want to have the skills to take on any sleep challenges. So I'm looking forward to next year where I launch the business officially.
Well, I'm looking forward to it because I need that. Like, I think it's a really big problem, especially for parents, like, or new parents that's coming in, right? Like, to really just understand that sleep training your babies are actually really important because you also need your sleep, right? And it's also for the baby. Amazing. So I'm really excited. You guys follow Charis for that, her updates. And what about you, Nurin? Like, how did you like have that turning point where, okay, I'm going to start Nada Identity right now?
Okay. I would say back in 2016, I remember on 16 July 2016, I took a certificate as a Zumba instructor. So I teach Zumba a lot. And whenever I teach Zumba, sometimes I do wear my dad's clothes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay. A little bit of me. Whenever I do sports, I'm not the type of person who likes to wear tight clothes. So during that time, I had no money because I just started Zumba. That is my kind of like my career.
Yep.
So I took my dad's clothes to be part of my outfit for me to teach. It's because I don't like it to be macam mana straight cut, boring, macam muslimah, too muslimah. Because I know I'm wearing tudung, tapi I want something style. So for some reason, guys' clothes seems more interesting. So that's why I took my dad's clothes. And during the class, I realized a lot of people are doing the same thing. It's either they're wearing jerseys or like simple t-shirts. There's no like a proper active wear clothes. And that's where I saw the gap. And I actually asked my participants, I tanya lah, why don't you guys wear the like proper active wear?
Yeah.
So there's two things I got the answer from, which number one, it's either it's too expensive or it's very limited choices. Betul tak?
Betul. That's
so I saw the gap there. Sebab even myself, I pergi kedai, susah nak cari baju yang cantik, you know. And kalau ada pun, it's super expensive. It's like 200 ringgit, 400 ringgit. During that time, I was a student.
Yeah.
So it's a very big chunk of money for me, even 200 to 300 ringgit. So then I realized if no one is doing it, I as well just create it. So that's how Nada was born.
Amazing. Like solving our problem. I think like both of you really like represent really well as an entrepreneur. It's like because most entrepreneurs, like all entrepreneurs actually solve a specific problem. And like with you guys, you're always like, what is the problem? What is the problem? Like you are the solution for it. And that is amazing. Now, going back to your founder journey when you first started, since we are still on that beginning, right? I'm sure you're like remembering it back. What is that one thing that surprised you as a founder? What was it? I know there's so many, but pick one. Nurin, maybe you can go first.
Okay, at first when I started doing business, I thought it's going to be like a straightforward thing. Kita kan tak ada background business. Even my family doesn't come from business family. So I thought it was just like about selling and getting all the profits and revenue and the cost, blah, blah, blah. But it's actually more than that. It's just not about selling. I thought business is about money, you know, making a lot of profits and revenue. But then I realized the main thing is actually being a good leader and people management. Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. What about you, Charis?
I
What is
think,
that one thing that surprised you?
Similar to Nurin, I didn't come from like a business background either. I also just thought like, how could it be?
Yeah.
I can just create content, but it's not. Like even as a content creator, I could be wearing my brand 7 times a week, and that doesn't convert.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not just about being seen with the clothing. It's about embodying the whole message, creating a community like you as well. I think that matters a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was shocked all the time.
Yeah, but I guess like the best thing is really about learning as you go, right?
Yeah.
Because even like for you as a leader, it's really about learning as you go, even though like, I mean, there are like a little hiccups in here and there, but like, it's just about learning.
Correct.
And then like get better from there, right?
And it's about building a team as well, like
Oh, yeah.
finding the strengths and
Right.
weaknesses.
Yeah,
and
let's
just
talk about that
positioning.
before
Oh.
we move on to the next one. I want to talk about that because you guys mentioned about team, right? So for you guys, like I'm sure building a team is not easy. So maybe you could share with us that one struggle that you have when finding a team member or like maybe like managing a team member.
For me, because my team, I actually found them. So I'm talking about not Niko and Claire, but I'm talking about the sleep consulting agency. Literally just Google who are the sleep consultants in Malaysia.
Okay.
And I met each and every one of them.
Really?
To pitch to them to work with me, to join me and start this thing that is so new and it's non-existent in Malaysia.
Right.
So I met about 3 of them, but vibed with 2 and they agreed. So, and it's very clear from the get-go, like during the first meeting, we saw our strengths. And it was like just a perfect puzzle, like piece by piece coming together. And I didn't feel this when I had Niko and Claire. So this is definitely new. And I really like it because now I feel very supported. I believe like maybe I couldn't be as active for Niko and Claire is because I've been doing it alone.
Right.
So if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, do it with other people.
Oh my gosh, I 100% agree. Like, I think what's going to bring you further in any businesses that you build is truly having a strong team.
Yep.
Right. And what about you? Is there anything that you want to share about
The team?
Yeah, the team. What's that one problem and what?
It's a never-ending problem and challenge. You will learn along the way. Not everyone that you meet can like literally understand what you want. But finding the right people, you can never find the right person because sometimes you find the right person and then tiba-tiba they want to resign ke apa ke. So it's another whole story. But in the end, what I realized managing a team, you will need to be the person who knows what you want for the company. You have to lead them, not expecting them to know about what you want. Sometimes if you have to hand-holding them to reach your goal, you gotta do it, you know? Like, kalau diorang tak tahu how to create content, sometimes we gotta sit beside them and edit together video with them.
Yeah.
That is, to me, how I manage the team. Like, not me lah, me and my husband. If the situation needed for us to be there and micromanage them sometimes, we are okay. So it's not easy at first. Once the team is gonna get bigger, it's gonna be a different challenge. But right now, our team is pretty small. So it's manageable for now.
Amazing. It's not easy, but definitely it's definitely a worth investment on like just really training your team members from scratch.
True.
Right. I love that. Now, moving on, I just want to talk about content as a growth machine here, right? In female foundership. I think it's really important. And one thing all of you, I mean, like 2 of you, both of you have in common is just really, besides being incredible founders and moms, okay? And it's just really about how much content creation has played a huge role in building your brands, right? So let's talk about the content creation part of it. Now, from your perspective, why is content creation a non-negotiable for founders? Maybe, Charis, you can start off this.
It was my first job.
Yeah, exactly. So
for me, I think it's very natural because I did that first. So I can see it might be different for other founders because they start the business first. And they focus on that and then go into content creation. But for me, it's the other way around, right? So definitely very, very important because now everybody's on their phones. People are on Instagram, TikTok, you name it, any social media
Right.
platforms. That's what's available to you and your brand to just shout out about your business, you know? So definitely leveraging on it
Yeah.
is worth the investment, I would say. Because nowadays people are just like, oh, it's just a 15-second video. It's easy, but it's not the hours we put behind filming, editing, getting the right font, la 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 la. But yeah, I think with the available platforms that we have, we should definitely make use of it.
I agree, because the outcome is amazing. I mean, if you really put in the work and the consistency, like you will see the right outcome for your business and your personal brand as well, right?
Yeah. We were talking backstage about consistency as well.
Yeah.
It's not like 1-2 videos
And then done.
you will go viral, right? Maybe, but anything takes consistency.
I 100% agree with you.
Even sleep training.
Yeah, I agree with you. What about you, Nurin? Like, why do you think that content creation right now is a non-negotiable for any founders out there?
Okay. In my opinion, if you already have a platform and followers in your Instagram, I say it's a very good leverage because not a lot of people have that followers. So once you add the followers too, you add that bigger advantage to grow your business faster.
Yeah.
Yes, to some people, during the other business and they famous without the founders being out there. But sometimes kalau your business doesn't grow, you are the key person to make sure that your business is still running. Because I still remember during running Nada, my business didn't grow and my sales was like going down. And the only person that can help the business to naik and to be known, to be aware is only me.
Yeah.
Because I started it. People trust me. People trust my choices. So I use that platform of my personal branding and I associate it with my brand. And that's how I think it's super important when it's needed, especially when you are facing that kind of problem, you know, like the sales, how do I say, the engagement is getting very stagnant, blah, blah, blah. Masa tu lah you masuk and go all out.
I agree with you because like piggybacking on that, right? It's really about like being the founder. It's like when you're out there, it immediately creates a trust. You know how like when you create content, when it comes to conversion, right? Anyone that's running a business here, it's really about when you create content, you have to like know, like, and trust the person in order for you to actually buy from them, right? And you as the founder, you are the face of the brand and no other person out there is going to be like talking about your brand better than you are, right? You are going to be the best person to really just be the spokesperson for your brand. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, true.
Amazing. Now, Charis, you started off as a full-time content creator, right? Back then. And still, you have worked with so many brands before building your own brand. Maybe you could share with us, like, how has content creation directly, like, affect your business brand at that time? Because you have that skill set of content creation and all that. Because like you mentioned just now, like, most founders or most business owners, right? They started off as building the brand first, and then they're like, okay, I need to learn content creation in order to really, you know, build the brand. But for you, it's the other way around. Maybe you could share with us, like, what is that direct relationship that you had with your brand when you were content creator and then building the brand?
I think exactly like what Nurin said, like we definitely have that extra edge.
Yeah.
When you have a following, you have that advantage.
Agreed.
Like it or not. It definitely helped me, especially when I launched the brand. People know about it faster. You reach a wider audience, things like that. So, but I wouldn't say we had it easy as well, because of course, yes, the awareness is there, but to build the trust among your customers, to add value for them, to attract them to actually swipe the credit card, you know? So it takes a journey. You're taking your followers on a journey instead. It's not just so much about having a big following. I think it's a misconception. Yes, you can have big following, but can you sell?
Yeah.
It's also another thing. Or are you just like Ashraf was saying, like you open kedai satu hari, you open, the
Yes.
other day you close. So again, consistency and showing up as a business owner lah.
I 100% agree, because like you as the founder, right? You need to be able to like be out there. Like as much as like, you know, like a lot of my friends, right? They start a business, but they're like, oh, I don't want to be in the front end. But like you have so much like potential to grow the company if you were to be the front end side. So if, like for me, like anyone that says that like a founder shouldn't be at the front end, like that's a disadvantage. I can see that. Amazing. Now, Nurin, I noticed that Nada identity really connects like strongly with your community that you've built, because you started off like with fitness and then evolving to like content creator and all that, right? Now, how do you balance having that strong brand for Nada and also your personal brand?
I would say it's balance, because Nada is all about being active and fun. And I literally live my life, the whole of my life like that. So I don't find it as a problem, because what I show in my social media and also what I live in a real life right now, it's what Nada is.
Yeah.
So for me, as a founder that I started Nada, I've always wanted to empower women to be two things, to be active and to look pretty. So that's what Nada is all about. We do provide activewear, but at the same time, I feel like, macam, you know what? Can we do every month kita buat community program, so for them to feel safe in a women-only community?
Yeah.
So that's why I provide the platform and the space, the safe space for them. So I just run the activity for them. So we do running, we do pounds, we do Zumba. So in the end, I just want them to go back and feel good about themselves while looking pretty. You know, that's why like Nada, our activewear, we always try to make our activewear fun and cantik. So that when they pakai, kadang-kadang a lot of people came to me and they were like, you know, I've never started running until I pakai baju Nada. So that kind of thing really inspired me to inspire more people to be active, to go on the move, regardless whether you're old, you're pregnant, or you're kadang-kadang sakit pun, I try to advocate them to go just for walking.
Yeah.
That's what my goal is. I want to be able to make sure everyone is happy, active and happy. Yeah.
Amazing. Like really move their body, right?
Yes, move your body.
Now let's talk about the part that nobody sees on social media or Instagram. This is really interesting, because this is all about juggling of balancing it all as a female founder, because being a founder is tough, very, very tough. And doing it while being a mom makes it a whole different ballgame. Like personally for me, I felt it, right? Now, I don't know if any of both of you have ever like experienced a burnout. Have you guys ever?
Like all the time.
Maybe so consistent that I don't even recognize it.
That's
All right.
No.
Yeah, I agree. And I think like burnout looks different to everybody, right? Like for you, Charis, like what does burnout look like for you, like personally, and maybe like how do you cope with it while you run a business and also you have to show up for your family?
I think when I no longer find joy in what I do, then I kind of like will check myself and like just look at the bigger picture again, like just to recalibrate.
Yeah.
And also because I'm a Christian, so I would go back, you know, like to pray and then find my purpose once again and get the assurance. So I will try my best also to spend more time with God, just to realign again. I know it sounds very cliche, but it makes a lot of sense for me, because that is how I find my purpose again. And when I find my purpose again, and when I'm reminded of what I'm supposed to do, then the burnout seems to just fade away.
Yeah, I agree. And it makes it seem like your problem is so small.
Yep.
There's so many other big problems in the world, as well, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a really good check, like a self-check as well. What about you, Nurin? Like, how do you actually, how does burnout look for you, and how do you cope with it? Like, you have to show up for your family, and also second pregnancy right now.
Yeah.
You are pregnant, so how do you juggle it all?
Honestly, I just live my life in present. That's why now I'm like controlling myself not to be burnout because I'm pregnant. But if you ask me back then what burnout was like for me, I think a lot of micromanaging. Bila buat content creating, I yang kena turun, I yang kena record, I yang edit, I lah model, I lah segala-galanya. So I think that was really tiring for me. And during that time, I was pregnant also. I'm still doing all those things.
Wow.
Masa my first pregnancy. And I think it's very important for you to like take a pause, take a step back, and really look what do you really want to do? What is your purpose?
Yeah.
At one point too, macam you keep on doing. Macam, why are you doing all these things, you know? Yeah. So, and that's where I realized I pivot my business to like activewear. Then I found my purpose, because all this while it's all about making money. And then money up until when, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you get 1 million, and then then it's not enough. Then you want 2 million, and then from 2 million, you want 10 million. Up until when? So I did ask that to myself, and then I asked my husband, what do you want in this future? Like, so then I realized when I do business right now, what I really want is to make sure that I change people's life. I want to touch people's life.
Amazing.
I want to be able to change people's health and mentally and physically better. Then when I found a purpose to make them feel great, then I will feel great again.
Yeah.
Then there's no burnout for me.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next section, because I really want to piggyback on what you just said, right? Because last time you always think about like, okay, how much money do we need when building a business? It's like keeps on going. Like you said, like 1 million is not enough, and then 2, and then 10, and then 100 million, and you want more, right?
Yep.
And then I saw that you redefine what success looks like for you.
Yeah.
So let's talk deeper into that, because like for me, when I got pregnant and I had Amara, my baby girl, for me, I realized that, okay, I really need to redefine what success looks like for me. I don't know if a lot of you relate, because I've dealt with a lot of burnout, founders burnout and all that. I want to talk deeper into how do you start to redefine what success looks to you. Like for me, I want to be with my family. I want to have the freedom to make choices on like how I spend my time, right? What about you, both of you? Charis, maybe you can share what success looks like for you.
I think very similar to you. After having my son, it changed for me. I've always like envied that boss babe vibe,
Right.
hustle culture.
Yeah, that was
sleep.
it. Yeah.
But after having a child, I'm like, I love my sleep.
Yeah, I can see.
So I think I wouldn't say it's an overnight thing as well. It's very gradual. But for me, success, I think eventually would be being an amazing mom and an amazing wife, friend, daughter. And up until the point where, you know, when my son doesn't need me anymore, but he wants to be with me.
Yeah.
Like even when he's an adult, but he wants to come back to mama. I think to me, that will be success. But obviously he's only 2. So I will find out in many more years.
And what about you, Nurin?
Okay, I have to be real lah kan. If you ask me, macam, I don't want to sugarcoat it. If you tanya what is success to me, I would say I will own one big house, one big car, a few big cars, probably a collection of handbags if I, you know. Then after that, peace and calm. No, like legit, I feel like apart from being peaceful, whatever you want it, but material things, you cannot deny it. Everyone wants it.
Yeah.
Come on. Everyone wants peace and calm after you get all the big houses and cars.
Yeah.
You know?
I 100% agree.
Yeah. So that is success to me.
Yeah.
They're having all that and dah dapat semua tu, having a perfect family. Not a perfect family, like a good family, a good health. And also then that's where I come in to touch people's lives. So that when I die someday, I know that some people's life I have changed
Yeah.
become a better.
Like you have create that impact that
Yeah.
you truly want, right?
Yeah. After I got that house.
After the house, the cars,
The
guys.
house is priority.
My house.
Exactly.
I want a house. Please, guys.
Bungalow.
It's true. It's true. All right. So as we wrap up, I really want to end with a quick fire question that I always ask my guests when they come on my podcast. And that is, if you have one piece of advice, just one, I know there's so many advice that you want to give, but one piece of advice for aspiring founders who want to start a business, what would you tell them? Charis, maybe you can go first. You're already thinking, ooh, so many advice I want to give.
Don't do it. I'm just kidding.
Don't do it.
No, actually, quite the opposite. Do it. Because as much as you spend time thinking about it, you won't learn anything or you won't experience anything just having it in your mind.
Yep.
Actually, putting the work, registering the company, making it a reality, I think that's how you learn. And that's how you find your identity and also your passion and your fulfillment in what you do. Just go for it.
Amazing. Yeah. Execution. Do it.
Yeah.
Action all the way.
Yeah.
And what about
I always tell people kalau soalan ni macam a lot of people ask me, and I think one thing for sure I always tell people is that don't think, just do. And don't be afraid of failure, because I think failure is the best teacher in the world.
Betul.
Fail fast, success later. Fail je. I always teach my brothers, even my husband. Last time he was a very risk taker. But macam, why you're so afraid of risk? Just do it lah.
Yeah.
Nanti salah tak salah tu nantilah fikir.
Yeah.
So just do, don't think. Because sometimes you think so much, it doesn't work for it.
Yeah. When you overthink things and then it just doesn't move, then like nothing goes.
Betul?
Agree. I love that. Thank you so much, Charis.
Thank you for having us.
For like being on here with us live and really sharing your journey so openly and your insights and everything. And also to all of you audience here today, thank you so much for being here. This is our very first time going live on KL Podfest.
Yeah.
And I hope there's more to come soon. So thank you so much. This has been the Female Founded Series live podcast at KL Podfest. And I hope you're leaving here today inspired and ready to take action and embrace that female foundership. Thank you so much, everyone. And also, before we go, I was just informed backstage that there's going to be a quick meet and greet right after another session. Okay, so if you guys want to say hi to us, come over. If you were shy to ask a question just now in front of everybody, you can come over and just say hi. Okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.